What up? What up? Let's do this. Just taking a look at what happened Friday. The sucky thing about Friday is, okay, like let's look at Thursday. You have these big moves and big move up, big move down. And on Friday, there was like this right here. Even kind of retested right here and failed. But before that, it was, to me, tougher. Clearly, you had all these touches on the, the 529 after the double top. The clue that we were going to go down is right here. We rejected pre-market high. Okay. So that kind of made it a little bit obvious what was going to happen in my mind. Let me kind of move this. So let's look at some other days just for some price action. So clear move up on, I want to say Wednesday after this positive data. How could you tell this is going to happen? So you go here to here, right? See how that's where we were before data? The halfway point is at 525. You never lost the halfway point, and you really bounced right off of that. Maybe this way. Go down to up. You never lost the halfway point. Okay. You don't need fibs to look at the halfway point. Technically speaking, 0.5 isn't an actual fib. It's just added there. But clearly it didn't meet that. It didn't breach the halfway point. So what I'm going to do here on this is, okay, we got this level, never lost it. So I'm going to make this, I want to say magenta. Okay. Another magenta line is going to be here, right? Any line that's like, it's not that it's not lost, it's just the above line. So this is what I'm trying to do now. Like this is the rejection line. Give me 1 sec, I'll be right back. Okay, so now, when you have this pre-market consolidation right here, This is like what you don't want to trade in. All right. Now this is a data morning. So you have two zones here. Basically, this pre-market zone, right? And if you extend it, it's just like a pre-market zone that I don't want anything to do with. So what's the zone here? I guess that, but it's climbing. Even if we took the whole after hours pre-market, let's just say, you have to be aware, right? Look, going pre-market low, didn't really get over pre-market high. You did here. Wait, hold on. I'm kind of messing this up. Most of the day is in pre-market. You got to know that's a scalp day. And then let's look at, this is Friday. Most of the day we spent between pre-market levels. So if you're playing calls above pre-market low, your first target is going to be there for sure. All right. So what you want is, obviously rejected there, but you want this so that you can get in here. And the opposite of that, of course, on the downside. So let's just take a look at some more days. Look, see, if we would have lost this, look at on the retest, did not hold the retest. We go here, we kind of make this zone here. This did not happen. Okay, clearly we just popped right up. And the reason you wait for the dip rip is, I'm going to type it in the chat. Wait for the retest or get caught in a liquidity sweep. Okay, so meaning you're gonna be someone's liquidity because their inputs here from pre-market high. See how it failed? And they're like, as soon as we lose this flag, I'm out. That's my target. So they're out, out, out. Okay, and you have to have enough bears pouring in here to lose the level. Instead, bulls gain the level. Now this is the 5-minute chart. So you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Half of that candle would be 15, right? 15 minutes there to really exit your position and not mess this up and bag hold. Okay. Disregard flash pops and drops. Okay. Like that wick does not really mean much. This is the pre-market level. So if you're like, okay, we're getting out of pre-market, but it's not really, it's not like we dipped and ripped. Every level was lost here. It was a really choppy day. The only thing that helped us that day was this. You could do that. You know, maybe this. Trying to make like some sort of trend line. I love trend line trading. I love it. Because if you get into calls, you know, here with the double bottom of the, see that low of the day, intraday? You never exited, really. This just extends up to the end of the day. You know, other than like, hey, I'm in this flag, I'm in a 0 day, I'm out. Like, look at this wick down, something like that. But just extending this pre-market, okay, you're like, look at right here where it flagged up. Right at the top of pre-market. It was like, bulls had to really rescue this little falling wedge here. So this became a little falling, not a falling wedge, but a bull flag. See that little bull flag right there? Okay, let's take a look at some other days. Just going back in time here, and then I'll do some macro. See, it's like I'm above the pre-market level. Tried it, lost it, didn't lose this pre-market low. You could even do this because do you see how there's so many touches? From market close until 5 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern, we never lost this level. And then this was a PPI, I believe. So once we got out of that, we retested here. Okay. Anyway, this is way tough in real time, you guys. You know, looking back, it seems so easy. All right, so here we have a big pre-market area. Okay, after hours here, and then in pre-market, we didn't get over the previous day high. It's like I'm in puts below the previous day high. Okay, there is this indicator, BB levels, but that it's a little bit fickle. So there's no reason why you can't just plot. Look how this covers the whole day. Why you can't just plot yourself pre-market low. So let's take a look at when we finally got out of that range. We finally got out of the range of this day here with data. We closed above it, which is extremely bullish before data, and we never went below it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, tomorrow is I'm going to highlight pre-market just to be aware if we're still in that scalp zone. Because all pre-market is like, are we still scalping or are we holding? Now, I'm pretty bullish on the market. I get that we're overextended. Let me bring up the daily chart. So this is really the only thing that matters, right? Above 480, we're bullish. Okay? We got out of the weeds, we're above 480. Okay, so let me go like this. And I'll make it like white. And I'll put 480. I'll do middle. Right. So it'll always move and let me know that that's 480. So we're good to go on 480. We're closer to 480 than 580 though. Okay. Let me see. 30, 40, 50. We're right in the middle. We're 50 points from 480 and we're 50 points from 580. So we have a big, in my opinion, inflection point. Now, there's a few lines to draw here. This line, because of this support. See how we broke it? We tapped on it and then broke. It's probably not perfect. Something like this, and then something like this. There we go. Let me take some time to make it perfect. Okay, so I'm watching that. I'm going to watch this level right here. That's a big spot for me. We have rejection. We did get above it. Rejected. Big rejection. This day was crazy because we gapped up and just flushed. That was so insane. Let's kind of zoom in a little more. Try to get some more trend lines. Is this another one? Maybe. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but it's kind of looking like just don't worry about this. I was looking over there. I shouldn't have. Maybe with this. Okay. So this appears to be a major like freeway intersection type thing. I'm going to adjust it just so it's perfect, like that. So if we come down to 52350, I mean, I don't see how we don't bounce there. Now, each candle is a day, right? We're on the daily. So if we look at kind of how big date and price range, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so that's a big candle, right? And then here, we didn't get as much. And there we didn't get as much. But we did here. Let me make it like not yellow. And then I'll zoom in. So the purpose of this is to see what's a more volatile day. I just went over how we were within pre-market for a few days, right? So if we break below, you can flip this around, but like, do we do this? I'm just trying to see for like a measured move. But we are sitting in a bull flag. I mean, we have this top wick here, bottom wick there, and it's just a matter of what happens next. To me, it's a 530 and 528.50. Those are the biggest levels. And you have to get over the halfway point of this candle, which is about here, 527. So we will see what happens. I really don't care about RSI because you can stay oversold forever. You know, at some point you do get a flush and you get a reset for sure. But being flat is very, very bullish in an uptrend. It's just like being flat in a downtrend. Okay. And you don't really stay flat in downtrends because you either flush or you don't. I'm trying to look for that right now. See right here, you have flat days, flushed. This is flat, pop, drop. Let's talk a little bit about that. Right here, see how it comes up and then down? Pop, drop. Like, let's take this line right here. You went higher than it, lower than it, up. You get a seesaw. Right here, let's take like this move. You get higher than it, a little bit lower than that spot, and then you pop. Right here, this cluster, you went higher than lower. From here, higher than lower. Now look what happened at the end of October. Higher, higher. So it was no more of the higher than lower. Right here. See this cluster here? Let's take a look at it. What happened with that cluster? You went higher, you went lower. This is like crazy bullish. Higher, and you did not go lower. Even more bullish. Okay? You do one of two things. You come even lower and bounce up, or you make a higher low and bounce up. You could have held this right here, but it's kind of a weak candle there. Anyway. Right here. Look at this flag. Look at this flag right there. Higher than lower, up. Look at this kind of flag. Higher than lower, up. And then right here, you get a higher low. We never got below. Super bullish. Ended up pushing really high. Right here, higher by a little bit. Lower, never went up. Very bearish. So I'm trying to see what's going to happen here with that same principle. We went higher than lower. I do think we pop up. Okay, that doesn't mean we don't flush. Okay, we can go higher and flush. I'll tell you right now, if we are going to flush, we are going to go higher. If we come down to 528 and hold, that'll be nice. But we already have, what I just tell you, higher than lower than pop up, right? So we really, I know we're right here at this 529 area. We're probably going to open up green about 530. That's my guess. Because we have this big wick like I was trying to show you guys on the measured move. Okay, if you have this wick here, there's no reason why you don't get this move, 531. You get that wick up. Okay, now we just got the wick down. Why wouldn't we get it up? And I just told you it tends to whipsaw. Okay, so we got this. Basically measured down, not as much. And now you can do the same thing here. Why can't you get that? And when it coils, this is higher, this is lower. I just showed you we didn't get as low, right? Look, we missed getting as low. So for me, bulls stepped in a little bit sooner. We are inside here. I'm gonna set an alert right here, and it's probably gonna go off. Like we'll probably gap above because we're opening off of this hammer. So add alert there. There's another little level there. Let me take off the flag. See that wick? 530, obvious level. And we'll just watch the levels from there. And let me put this here. Okay, now let me go over the liquidity sweep play. I have to put on volume. From the other day. Okay, so when you get a flush, man, the volume isn't really showing to. Okay, there we go. All right. So it's a little bit easier on mobile to see because I just showed you when I have, like a horizontal landscape type thing on my computer. It's tougher to see volume coming in because it's just so small on your screen. So let's take a look at two volume flushes. Okay, we have this. Okay, and I'm going to make it red. Okay, so this happened, and the volume, I can't really grab that, is this big, right? Okay, so let's do this again. This is the flush. Wait, why did it do that? From here to here. Let me move this over so we can see the candle. Okay. So this flush candle, it actually went from here. See how it popped up? But we'll just focus on the red candle. Now, you cannot get calls there for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is a bear flag. Okay? We're at the low of day. And do you see how here, all of these flushes, these swing lows, these are all swing low, swing low, swing low. They all swung low, got a big bottom wick, and then the next candle starts above, right? This candle is within this candle, and it just keeps climbing. We don't really get below. Here, too, the candles are getting weaker in terms of the candle body size, but they never get below, okay? This did get below, but I just told you guys, pop before the drop. Anyone that chased this bear flag just got smoked on puts. Okay, you have to wait for the retest. Did not retest. Now, what we see here is, let's just go to the ultimate low. Lower, 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 and that's, look at how far that wick is. I can't even draw it. Lower. Okay, so each time we go down, it's even further down. So you're really trying to time a flush. It's actually a vomi, however you want to say it. I say vomi. Okay. So a vomi happens when you have lower highs and you get this. At some point, you just lose it. Okay? Like I was trying to show that from when we were scrolled out. This one wasn't really lower highs though. This was like the same. Look, boom, 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 boom. But you just kind of felt like the rug was going to pull out, you know? And you never got above this level. None of these went like this and did this. None of them did that. Here we go. Another one that didn't do that. Another one that didn't do that. So these all failed the retest. All of them. When you keep failing the retest like that, at some point, you're going to, the other shoe's going to fall. Now, if you miss it, you're in a retrace up. Okay? So this is tough price action. You know, I was like not touching it. But let's take a look here. Try to zoom appropriately. Okay. So once again, I did delete that because I didn't like how it was looking. But you do have this higher volume come in. Oh my gosh. So you have this higher volume come in. But let me copy that. So you see how you have this giant candle and then the volume is like half the size? The volume doesn't match the price action candle. Okay? So it feels like there's still a ways to go. And you also have this big support that was caught that you're sitting at. Let's call it there. That wick right here, you got above it, even making higher lows. So yeah, still didn't really like lose it, right? And then you do. Finally a bear flag that falls under. So I would personally miss this. I know people got it and they were on the 1 minute chart and it's like you see this drop and you're like, I'm going to get in on this push up and your stop loss is here. Okay. You're like, I'm in. That would be out, right? And then right when you flush though, you're in big profits. Now, let's take a look at this. Kind of probably doing this very long-winded, but you have pretty high volume there come in, okay? And I'm trying to make these volume bars more visible. Like I said, it's just really easy to see on mobile. Now, super high volume, big flush, and you get this wick. So now I'm thinking the volume has come in pretty heavy and we've sold off. And what I think is there's no one else left to sell. Here's another thing I missed. This play worked, but let me show you guys something. Another reason why this worked. Besides the fact that this huge volume. This was the start of the day. The first and last candles of the day are always, not always, but usually the most volume. That's the opening volume, right? This is intraday volume. Look at this. Look right here when I go here. See that dotted line? So 11 a.m., we're almost halfway to the opening candle volume, which is a lot of volume. So that was pretty, that's like, we're going to reverse, okay? This isn't even the one I did. This isn't even the trade I called out. I called out on Thursday. Okay. So huge wick, huge volume. You're going to reverse. All right. Let's take a look at, I know I was going to show you guys. When looking at Thursday. Okay, so Friday, Thursday. See that dotted line? 52867. That's right there. Okay, let's look at Thursday. Oh, that's way down there. Dang it. This is the one I nailed right here. I think it was... Yeah, it was 12:45. It was right here. So let me try to do the same thing. Yeah, calls went from here up on the low of the day. And I'm going to go to like the 1 minute chart to try to show the volume. That is Friday, I can just tell. Okay. So, I'm really just trying to zoom to show volume. Okay. We came in here flushed on this heavy volume. Okay. And so I'm waiting for this to settle because all of this volume that came in. Again, it's easier on mobile. But I have a heavy flush. Just like I was showing you in the last day compared to open. Let me go to open. Even here too. This is like perfect. 11:15 a.m. I missed that one. I got that one. Right here, look at this flush under the previous low a day. Look, here we double bottom. Here we lost it. Now, I would miss this because I'm not playing the 1 minute chart. But right when you lose it, it's like, holy crap. Okay, are we going to bear flag down or are we going to come up? This is a big flush. And this is like the perfect time to get into calls because this candle body here starts above that and then this starts above that. So we're getting above candle bodies and see how we just like went up higher? Where are the candle bodies starting and stopping and finishing, right? That's like super, super bullish. Let's take a look at some other high volume candles. By the way, now that I scroll out this way, I see that volume right there, right? Volume comes in, I'm waiting for a reversal. See how volume drops off? I'm like, there's no one left to sell. But when I zoom, it doesn't really keep the volume high. So it's really tough to show you guys. I apologize. Okay, so you have a huge volume here and no real drop there. So that to me is a little weird, and I would expect us to go up there because of a flush. I think the only reason this candle didn't like go higher after this extreme selling is because it's the 1 minute chart, and volume on the 1 minute chart can just get swallowed up essentially. Okay. The next candle of buyers was halfway up this sell. This is a sell volume bar. But here, the buyers were more than halfway. I'm not going to say they were up there, but it's 65% of the candle, right? So buyers were coming in, you know, and then you flag on low volume almost always. I'm not staring at volume here. I'm staring more at candle bodies. Let's see if the 2 minute chart gives us some more insight on Thursday. hard to zoom. I don't know what it is on mobile. It's like easy to see the volume. See, look, it shows that. And then when I move it down, I don't know. Let me try my best here. Again, right here. High volume, right? We get this spot, hold it, lose it, confirm rejection, confirm. This is a supply resistance flip. Lose it. The only way you get in is if you're drawing this trend line. That's the only way you're getting in there. Yeah, double top, triple top. You're just fading from the highs for sure. And you came right from here and went to this. Right to there. You wicked right back up to this spot. Now, big sell volume. From what I'm telling you, shouldn't you just pop back up? Yeah, you should. Even with giant wicks. But this is the 2-minute chart. You need to keep that in mind. Okay? You have to be watching candle bodies. This candle body tried to go up and then lost it. Tried to go up, lost it. There was no progression of candle bodies like there was here. Candle bodies are everything in trading. Number one, you can draw a trend line here that you see is breaking. That's number one. But number two, these candle bodies start below the last and end below the last. Start below the last, end below the last. Then you finally get a bullish engulfing, which takes out all these candles higher. Okay, that doesn't mean jump into calls, but it's like, what's going to happen, around here? That spot right here. Are you going to retest this? No. So you keep reclaiming and losing levels. To me, it's choppy. Okay. So yeah, very tough in my opinion. And then you have that VOMI again, right? Look at this VOMI. I even said this was on Thursday. I said, hate to say it looks like a VOMI because you do this, it loses that trend line, and then make another trend line, loses it. Let's make another trend line, loses it. Make another trend line. Finally, bulls give up. And if you somehow caught this or caught that first trend line drop, you could essentially stay in puts the rest of the day there. Okay. Let's take a look at Tesla. Okay, so first of all, Tesla is making a giant falling wedge. Okay. I would probably draw this because there's multiple touches there. Okay, I could do this, but there's more touches here. And then probably this, but probably breaking out. Something like that. Okay, and even if you did this, it's still breaking out. But you do want multiple touches. Okay, I'm just trying to get touches. Maybe the weekly will have cleaner. Yeah, so it just appears like we are breaking out of a weekly wedge and then retesting it. So what you don't want to see, maybe that, I don't know, that's a pretty strong candle. Can't really disregard it. Doesn't matter. What you don't want to see is under 170 because that means you could retest that and stuff. But if you spread this out and look at the daily, you're getting a little bit of a head and shoulders to the upside. So you have this in the middle. Okay, something like that. Not perfect, of course. It sucks it won't let you just... Anyway. You have this over here. And you have this starting over here. Okay. So kind of an ugly inverted head and shoulders, but it's there. I would prefer to call it more of a falling broadening. Bit of a new wedge, even though it busted out of that first wedge I showed you when I zoomed out. And it's either breaking out of this or it's making this. Okay, like I said, you don't want to, you want to get 180 and stay above. All right, these red candles have to get taken out. So let's draw the tops of them. Let's do goldenrod. Look right there, see? Those are the levels that you do not want to lose. And then on the downside, or not downside, but the bottom ones. And look at this one's right in the middle. Even if you go on the wick. See that wick kind of lines up right with these two. So the next candle is going to be here, and you would be really happy if it were something like that. So when I did this, I grabbed the exact color. That's why it looks identical. I can't make wicks though. So you want this. If the low of the day doesn't get there, 17750, you're good. Like it's gonna continue. Like if you get this kind of hammer up, if you get this though, any sort of wick down or whatever, not good. And then we'll look at shop, which is another beautiful setup. This is what has been pointed out on the Twitter sphere. This trend line. I don't remember where the bottom was. It might have been this. Nah, it's... Let me go find it so I'm not relaying bad information. Yeah, Tesla looks just beautiful. Looks like one of those hooks we were talking about for a while. Let's check out shop. Trying to find it for you guys. I'll paste it. Sorry for the delay. Oops. Here we go, here we go. Oops. Couldn't paste images too large. It was so stupid. Let me do a screenshot then. So yeah, it's about how big the move was at these spots. And the move was massive. Okay. So each time right here, right here, right here that we hit that, we went from 3250 to 70 something, and then 46 about to 90. That's pretty impressive. So let me measure out those moves and see what can be expected. So from here to there, wow. Let's do another one. I can't even fit that on the screen. Here to here. Now if you do it perfectly like this, 104 days, 3 months, 100%. The stock went 100% in 3 months. Okay, let's check out this move. This one you did have to wait, but then, yeah. Okay. The computer's freezing on something. Sorry. So this one took a lot longer, but here's the thing. This is the secret. When the touches get closer together, the move is more explosive. And as you can see, from here to here is much bigger than from here to here. Now let's just go on the touches. Date range, okay? Here to here, 384 days. That's over a year. And from here to here, 200 days. A little bit more than half a year. What likely happens, in my opinion, is you get a bigger move, 70 bars, 180 bars. Oh no, that's left to right. 200%, 100%. I really think this could get explosive. Let's just go like this. This is 70 bars up. No. Look, 47 and 45. Okay, so we'll do 45. Like, why can't this happen? From 50 something to 105, right? And look, that's 80%. These ones went 100 and 200. I just said the closer the touches, the more explosive. This was almost 400 and this was 200. So let's say it's 100. Okay, so a little bit less than 4 to 200. So we'll go 115. I'm looking at the days. So it could be 115 and 102. That would be pretty explosive. And I just said you probably get more. Okay, 76 bars up. This one was 188 bars up. This pop was actually smaller, 76. Let's see. Oh, no. That's the width. So 200% up, 100% up. Still not at 100. That's 100. Anyway, I really think it can go higher, like 125. That's my point. I really think it can go higher. I think it can be a lot faster. So, that's about it. take off all my drawings from there. Shop and Tesla look amazing. I really think they're just going to run all summer long. And then energy looked really good as well. So Tesla, can you start to run up, dude? We want this. We want this run up. Let's take a look at that one. You have here to here. You have here to here. Those are both 31, 36%. Well, 31 would be here, 36 would be here. So we want bigger. The big thing is here, man. Look at that. You lost it, rejected it. And you rejected it here. 200 is the biggest level. I would be shocked if you don't like reject 200 and get some sort of dip rip. I think shop looks a little bit better, but they both look amazing. So, all right, guys. I think that's it, man. Let's have an amazing week.